What's up everyone, Arctic here, and today I'm bringing you guys a two-part commentary. First part I'm basically going to be talking about my channel, me personally, and some other stuff, basically around Gears of War Judgment. And the second part is going to be about the competitive scene for Gears Judgment. So if you guys just want to skip to the second part, have it annotated on the video, you guys can do so right now. If you guys want to listen, just listen. So this basically spurs from some comments that I've seen on, my channel, Twitter, different places where somehow people think that the playtesters are somehow colluding with Epic in order to make it seem like their shit doesn't stink. And, I feel like if you watch my channel and you know my content, I'm not the guy that basically rages at stuff. That's not me. I know there's somebody on YouTube that probably does that. And maybe you are sub to him and whenever they get upset, they are yelling at the top of their lungs, screaming, cursing, doing all that stuff. I'm sorry, if you have that expectation from me, you are on the wrong channel. That's just not me. I feel like what I do is provide intelligent conversation and engaging discussion about games. I don't just touch on Gears of War. I do a wide array of games, and I really don't like to keep my scope so narrowed and so focused on one game that I lose sight of what it means to be a gamer. So for me personally, when I think about Gears of War Judgment, I don't have any preconceived expectations that it needs to be like Gears of War 1 or Gears of War 2 or Gears of War 3 with this many tweets. It doesn't need to be like that. That's just who I am as a person. I judge games, and I mentioned this before, I judge games based on the merits and qualities of that game at the time. And the best way I can relate this to more people, I guess, that are Gears 1 vets, before Gears of War 1 came out, you had no idea how good or bad the game was going to be. Maybe a friend told you it was good and then you went and picked it up, so you took someone's personal word for it. But you had no idea how the game was gonna play out, right? So please, for the love of God, try to take that same approach towards the other games. You have to drop the expectations. If a new game is good and you're not giving it a chance because it's in a franchise title, you're automatically disregarding the potential for that game because of what you have preconceived based off of your experiences. So Gears of War 1 released, no idea it was going to be good. Epic had no idea how people were going to receive it. It seemed like maybe they had some playtests. People were like, "Oh man, this game is awesome." They didn't ask me for my feedback. I didn't know any of those dudes. They didn't ask you for their feedback. They didn't know you. They just put it out. And that's what developers do. That's what the gaming industry is about. They try new things, they put it out to the public, and then they get reception on it. It's very hard for a franchise title because people have the preconceived expectations that it needs to be like the first version, the second version, the third version, the alpha version, the beta version. It doesn't need to be like that. Like, you judge a game based off of whether or not it's good or bad, not based off of what you had with the experience that you had on the first game. Like, go play the first game. If that's what you want, go play the first game. Go get your buddies, local, land it up, play some Gears of War 1. I got buddies that still do that. Hell, I even do it every once in a while. It's not a big deal. Like, if I want to go play some nostalgia, I'll go back and play it. So that's my personal take on, hey, well, this changes in Gears of War Judgment. How do you feel about it? You're a Gears 1 vet. You should be pissed like I am. No, I shouldn't. Because I don't think like that. That's just not me. If you're on this channel because you think I need to do that, there's plenty of people that rage at games. You can go sub to them, drop me like a bad habit, go do your thing. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. All right, so that's all I'm going to say. If I see some comments to it, I might respond a couple more times, but that's it. So on to the competitive aspect of Gears of War Judgment. And, I touched on this before, and I pretty much have the same feeling. I don't really think that the competitive scene for Gears of War is going to be what it was a couple years ago, back in Gears 1, Gears 2. So having the expectation that Gears of War Judgment is going to be on MLG Pro Circuit for 3 events or 4 events is unrealistic in my opinion. And this is basically stemming from what it costs to put a game on the circuit, which I don't know what the price is, versus how much that game can actually pull in. And a lot of the money is made through stream numbers. So again, I really want to hammer this home with people that don't understand this. especially if you're an aspiring MLG player and you play Gears of War, you have to look at the game and evaluate, can it pull in advertisers? Can it pull in sponsors? Can whatever sponsor cover the costs that it would be, to license the game and put it on the circuit? That's something to consider when you think about MLG. Now, that being said, with stream numbers, 10 to 12,000 isn't bad for Gears of War, and I think that's like what one of the hype stations got, maybe 15,000. I can't remember, but when you look at some of the games that are on MLG's Pro Circuit, none of which are shooters, by the way, those numbers look pathetic. Quite frankly, I mean, we're talking about millions of concurrents and hundreds of thousands of people in stream at one time watching League of Legends and StarCraft stuff. I mean, it's like that pales in comparison. Gears of War pales in comparison. So realistically speaking, MLG is probably not the answer. I don't really see that happening. So that expectation, you should probably disregard that one. Now, that's not to say that the game can't be competitive and there's not going to be a competitive scene. You have things like Hypefestation. I talked to Barbosa before I did this video, and he let me know that he's trying to work out on something with Hypefestation. And, nothing is set in stone, but, he would like to hold an event. Obviously, this is something that was very community oriented. And, if you guys are willing to, say, hey, we're the Gears of War community, let's get behind this, let's do this, then that's the outlet. I mean, that's what I think people need to focus on, and make that the best thing possible that it can be. I mean, there's a lot of thriving communities, mostly PC, that somehow manage to do this, but when it comes to console, it's like we cannot, for the life of us, get our shit together and hunker down, make something special that's community driven. It just seems like it's a hassle. Halo can't do it. Call of Duty is getting there, but when I think about Call of Duty, they are huge. I mean, they're on Xbox, they're on PS3, they're on PC, and for them, I feel like it's a lot easier to pull collectively all of those people to make those things happen. And that's a game where it's interesting to see what's going to happen with Call of Duty because of the community, and how big it is, how many sales it has. So, that's something to consider. The last point I want to make about this, and again, I don't know what type of expectation you have for the longevity of the competitive scene. Gears 3 lasted, I'll give it 6 months before it kind of fizzled out. And, for most of us, I think in the competitive side of it, we stopped playing in about February or March. So, the new consoles are about to come out. That's the truth. I mean, they're on the horizon. There's been lots of rumors, speculation. So at most, I think we're looking at maybe a year and a half, maybe at most. The new Xbox is rumored to come out holiday season 2013. We haven't heard anything yet, but that's the rumor. So if that's the case, I mean, people are going to be dropping the Xbox 360 really quick and picking it up holiday season for that new console. So that's a lot of people gone, and that's a lot of people moving on, and that's a lot of sponsors saying we need to hop on this new fresh new console with these beautiful graphics and put our logo on that, not this game. So just think about that, guys. It's really there's a lot of things going on. There's also IPL. I didn't mention that league. IPL possibly could do something there. Who knows with them? But and I just wanted to throw that out there, guys, and give you guys something to think about, because I feel like there's really no guidance for competitive players, and if you don't have the right expectations, you think that either you're practicing in vain, you could be, or that you're going to make it big in a game that's not even being considered on the pro circuit or in any type of league. So it's something to kind of wrap your head around, and hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Until the next time, I will catch you guys later. Peace.